The continuity of a function means that its graph is continuous. There is no break in the graph. Okay. For example, if I give you a graph of, suppose this kind of graph you have. Okay, see that this graph does not have any break, right? The graph is continuous at all the points, right? This graph does not have any break. Okay, but if I give you another graph like this, that is corresponding to every x, you have a y. Okay, in the previous graph, in the continuous graph. But if I give you a graph like this, right, what you see is that the origin or the point 0, 0, the graph gets discontinuous here. That means for that particular x, there is no y, right? So this means that there is a break in the graph. This is a break in the graph. Okay. In such a case, this point is called a point of discontinuity. X is equal to 0 is a point of discontinuity. Okay. Now, how will you check whether a graph is continuous or not? Okay. Now, you actually draw the graph and then check. No, you will not draw the graph and then check. Suppose I give you the equation of a curve as y is equal to fx. Okay. So first of all, what you will do is, if you want to check the continuity at the point, say x is equal to a, whether the graph is continuous at x is equal to a, what you are going to do is, you will find out the left-hand limit fa of fa. Now, what is the left-hand limit of fa? The left-hand limit of fa is defined as limit x tends to, if you remember in class 11, I told you about left-hand and right-hand limits, right? So the left-hand limit of fa is defined as limit x tends to a minus fx. Okay, this is your left-hand limit. Okay, you will also find out the right-hand limit, rfa is equal to limit x tends to a from values that are greater than a, fx. Okay, and also you will find fa. Tanisha, you have joined.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Also, you will find fa. Okay, now once you have found these three, then fx is said to be continuous at x is equal to a if these two conditions are satisfied. What conditions? That the right hand limit must exist. Exist means it must be defined and it must be finite. Okay, the left hand limit must exist at that point. Okay, and not only that, but they have to be equal. Right hand limit at the point x is equal to a must be equal to the left hand limit at the point x is equal to a must be equal to fa. So both the conditions need to be satisfied. That is, they must exist uh, uh, finitely. That is, the values must be finite, and secondly, their values must be defined also. both left hand and right hand limit. Also, they must be equal. All of them must be equal. That means all three must be equal. If anyone is, so you find anyone to be unequal, then you say that the graph is discontinuous at that point. Okay. So this is what about the concept about continuity. Now, what you must remember here, I've given you in a note that every constant function, polynomial function, and rational function are continuous. Okay. So if I give you a polynomial function and I ask you to check its continuity, it will be continuous for every real number. Okay. Constant function will also be continuous for every real number. Okay. And also rational functions will be continuous for every real number except where the denominator is equal to 0. Okay. So the rational function will be continuous except for the values where the denominator is equal to 0. Okay. So this is about continuity. So let's do some sums on continuity, then we'll move on to differentiable. You can go through this. Okay. This may be important for your multiple choice. Every polynomial, exponential, and constant function are differentiable. Logarithmic functions are differentiable in the domain. Trigonometric and inverse circular functions are differentiable in their domain. Modulus function is differentiable except at the point where it is 0. Okay. So you can go through this. First, number 1. Discuss the continuity of the function fx at x is equal to half when fx is defined as, and this is the definition given. Okay. So let's first write fx. What is the definition of fx given? Fx is equal to half plus x is equal to 1 is equal to 3 by 2 plus x. This is for when, and this is for x is equal to half, and this is for x lying between half and 1. Okay, inclusive of 1. So this is what the definition of the function is. You need to discuss the continuity of fx at x is equal to half. So the given point is x is equal to half. Okay. So let us first find out the left hand limit of half. L f, what is the point here? F, what is the value of a? Half. Because we need to check the continuity at x is equal to half. So L f half is equal to limit x tends to half minus fx, right? Now we need to choose a suitable value of fx depending on the value of x that we have here. So x approaches half from values that are lesser than half, right? Now you check this function. What is the value of fx where x is less than half? This is the value of x that is less than half. And what is the value of fx? Half plus x. So you write limit x tends to half minus half plus x.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay, fine. So how do you evaluate this limit? Now, before we move ahead, just remember, I want to give you a small note that if you want to evaluate limit x tends to a minus fx, if you want to evaluate this limit, we put a minus x is equal to h, so that now the limit changes to, therefore, as x tends to a minus, h tends to 0. Okay, this will make your task easier to evaluate your left hand and right hand limits. Also, if you want to evaluate limit x tends to a plus the right hand limit, we put x minus a is equal to h. Okay. So therefore, as x tends to a plus, h tends to 0. Okay, this will make your work a little easier. So if you see here, we have x tends to half minus. Okay, so we say let half minus x is equal to h. So that means x becomes half minus h. Okay, therefore, as x tends to half on the left hand side, h tends to 0. So therefore, what is the left hand limit now? Change the variable to h. You have limit x h tends to 0, half plus half minus h, which you are getting as limit h tends to 0, 1 minus h. Now you can put h is equal to 0 to get 1 minus 0, which is equal to 0. So the value of the left hand limit is 1. We'll now check the right hand limit, r half, r f half. Is equal to limit x tends to half plus fx is equal to limit x tends to half plus. Now you decide which value of fx to take. So x is approaching half from values that are higher than half. So what are the values that are higher than half? Here you get values that are higher than half. And what is the corresponding value? 3 by 2 plus x. So we take the value of the function as 3 by 2 plus x. Okay. Now in order to evaluate this limit, as I told you, you say let x minus half is equal to h. That means you get x is equal to half plus h. So therefore, r f half is equal to limit h tending to 0, 3 by 2 plus, and the value of x you put here, half plus h. Okay. Also, you just add here as x tends to half plus h tends to 0. And then you can proceed with your next step. Okay. So now what do you get here? Limit h tends to 0. You get 3 by 2 plus half as 2 plus h. Okay. Which you get as 2 plus 0, which is equal to 2. Okay. Now what you see here is that the left hand limit is half. Okay. And the right hand limit is equal to 2. Okay. Therefore, they are not equal. Therefore, directly now you can say you don't even need to find f half. Okay. Also, so since L f half is not equal to R f half, therefore fx is discontinuous at x is equal to half. So you see, although that left hand limit is equal to 1 exists, and the right hand limit also equal to 2 exists, but they are not equal. So therefore, it does not satisfy the second condition. And therefore, you say that it is discontinuous at x is equal to half. Okay. Moving on to the next problem. Number 2. Question is find the value of k so that the function is continuous at x is equal to 2. Okay. So given here fx is equal to x cube plus x square minus 16x plus 20 divided by x minus 2 whole square. This is when x is not equal to 2. And the value of fx is a constant k when x is equal to 2. Okay. So this you want to find the value of k such that it is continued at x is equal to 2. So the given point is x is equal to 2. So we find out the left hand limit first. Left hand limit f2, because we want to check the continuity at x is equal to 2, is equal to limit x tends to 2 minus fx, which is equal to limit x tends to 2 minus, and for x approaches to from value that are lesser than 2, and for x not equal to 2, what are the values? This. So x cube plus x square minus 16x plus 20 divided by x minus 2 whole square. This is what your value of fx is. Now how to evaluate this limit? We say let 2 minus x is equal to h. That means the value of x here is 2 minus h, right? Therefore, as x tends to 2 minus, we have h tends to 0. So therefore, the value of the left hand limit at x is equal to LF2 is equal to limit h tends to 0. Put the value here of x, 2 minus h whole cube plus 2 minus h square minus 16 times 2 minus h plus 20 divided by x is 2 minus h minus 2 square. Okay. In order to evaluate this limit, in the numerator, if you see you have 2 minus h whole cube and 2 minus h whole square, you expand them by a minus b whole cube and a minus b whole square formula. If you expand, you are going to get a cube minus b cube minus thrice a square b, which is 12h, plus thrice ab square, 6h square. And if you expand 2 minus h whole square, you are going to get 4 plus h square minus 4h. Okay. And this is 16 into 32 plus 16h plus 20. This is what you are getting in the numerator. In the denominator here, clearly this will cancel. So minus h whole square, simply are left with an h square here. Okay. This is equal to limit h tends to 0. Okay. Now we'll see what all cancel here. Um, if you see h square, 6h square and 6h square might just cancel here. Okay. First of all, if you add up 8, okay, 8 square, let's see 8 square. You have 6h square plus 6h square as your 7h square. We have 16h. Okay. What are you left with? Minus h cube, and h cube is there, and if you add up the 8 squares, you get 7h square. Okay, and if you see the coefficient of h, here you have a minus 12h, here you have a minus 4h, and here you have a 16h. So all of them are going to cancel. So h cancels completely. Now if you see 8 plus 4 is 12, and if you see 8 plus 4 12 plus 4 20 is 32, and you have a minus 32. So all this is also going to cancel. So you're only going to be left with this divided by h square. So you get limit h tends to 0 Now what you can do is you can take minus h square common to get h minus 7 divided by h square. So here this h square and this h square are going to cancel. You'll get limit h tends to 0, 7 minus h. Now you can put h is equal to 0 to get the value of the limit as 7. Left hand limit. Right hand limit rf2 is equal to limit x tends to 2 plus fx is equal to what is the value of the function? Same. The value of the function will be the same for x not equal to 2. So x here approaches 2 from values that are higher than 2. So limit x tends to 2 plus we have x cube plus x square minus 16x plus 20 divided by x minus 2 whole square. Okay. In order to evaluate these limits, we put x minus 2 is equal to h. That means x is equal to 2 plus h. Therefore, as x tends to 2 plus h tends to 0. Now you can put here right hand limit f2 is equal to limit h tends to 0. You're getting actually the same limit you're getting here. Okay. 2 plus h whole cube plus 2 plus h whole square minus 16 2 plus h, except that you had 2 minus h there. You're getting 2 plus h here. Okay. So now you can evaluate this limit. You can expand by a plus b whole cube formula, and you are going to get here just as above. You're going to get h cube plus 7h square divided by h square. Okay. So limit h tends to 0. Now you can take h square common to get h plus 7 divided by h square. These two cancel. So you get 0 plus 7 is equal to 7. So right hand limit also you are getting equal to 7. Okay. So now we want to find f2 also, right? f2. What is the value of f2? If you see in this function, the value of f2 is k. At x is equal to, the value of the function is k. So f2 is equal to k. So since fx is continuous at x is equal to 2, fx is continuous at x is equal to 2, therefore left hand limit must be equal to right hand limit, must be equal to the value of the function at that point. So what do you see? The LF2 and RF2 both are equal to 7, and F2 is equal to K. So therefore the value of the limit is 7. Okay. So that is how we check for continuity, and that is the usage of the condition of continuity. Fine. Number 3. The question here is find the values of a and b such that the function fx is a continuous function. Okay, now they have not given you the points here. Just remember this. They have simply said that that fx is a continuous function. Write the function first. this is the function that is given to you. You need to find the values of a and b such that the function is continuous. Now, if now the clearly the function is continuous at x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 10, because if you see, for x is equal to 10, the value of the function is 21, which is a constant function, right? And for x less than or equal to 2, the value of the function is 5, which is a constant function. So therefore, clearly the function is continuous at x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 10, right? So we can find out the left hand limit at it, since we know that a constant function is continuous. So at that point, x is equal to 2, if you find out left hand limit, right hand limit, and the value of the function, they must be equal, from which we can find out the value of a and from which we can either find the value of a or b. And then, because it is also continuous at x is equal to 10, and again we can use the condition to find out either a or b, right? So we'll use the fact here that we'll write first clearly fx is continuous at x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 10, right? As fx is equal to 5 for which is a constant function, and fx is equal to 21 for x equal to 10. Fine. So now we shall, since fx is continuous, okay, let's first find out the left hand limit of f at x is equal to 2. So limit x tends to 2 minus fx, which is equal to limit x tends to 2 minus, and for values that are lesser than 2, if you see, the value of the function is 5, which is equal to 5. Okay, you don't even need to put x 2 minus x is equal to h and do other. This is the constant function. You can directly find out the value of the limit, right hand limit. X tends to 2 plus fx. Now this time x approaches 2 from values that are higher than 2. So this time we'll take the value of fx as ax plus b. So limit x tends to 2 plus ax plus b. Okay. Now what you can do is you can put here, you can see, because we have a and b as unknowns, you can directly put x is equal to 2 and find the value of the limit. You don't have to put x minus 2 is equal to h here. You can put directly x is equal to 2 and find this out to be 2a plus b. This is the value of the limit. Also, f2 is equal to 5, right? But since fx is continuous at x is equal to 2, left hand limit must be equal to the right hand limit must be equal to f2. Okay. So you have left hand limit, right hand limit, left hand limit, and f2. Both have the value 2. So, and what is the value of the right hand limit? 2a plus b. Means 2a plus b must be equal to 5. Okay. So this is your equation number 1. Okay. So we have used this condition that fx is continuous at x is equal to 2. Now we'll use a condition that fact that fx is continuous at x is equal to 10. So we'll find the left hand limit LF10. Limit x tends to n minus, and for values that are lesser than 10, what is the value of the function? It is ax plus b for values that are lesser than 10. Okay, and you can put the value of x as 10 and evaluate this limit directly. Now you find out the value of Rf10. You get limit x tends to 10 plus fx is equal to limit x tends to 10 plus. Now what is the value of fx for values that, for x values of x that are greater than 10? It is 21. Put here 21. So you're getting 21 here. Also, what is the value of f10 here? F10 is equal to the same 21. So since fx is continuous, at x is equal to 10, the left hand limit must be equal to the right hand limit, must be equal to f10. That means 10a plus b must be equal to 21. This is your second equation. Okay, so you're getting two equations. You can solve them to get the value of a and b. Solving 1 and 2, we get a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 1. Okay, so that is one sum on continuity. Let's move on to the next sum. Number 4. Question here is, for what value of lambda is the function fx is equal to this? Something I have missed here is continuous at x is equal to 0. So it is given to you that the function is continuous at x is equal to 0, and with the help of this condition you have to find the value of lambda. So we proceed exactly similarly. Fx is equal to, we write the definition of the function, lambda x square minus 2x if x less than or equal to 0, 4x plus 1 if x greater than 0. Okay, so what is the point given here? X is equal to 0. So we find out the limits are LF0, left hand limit LF0 is equal to limit x tends to 0 minus fx, equal to limit x tends to 0 minus, and what are the values of what is the value of fx for x less than 0, because x approaches 0 from values that are lesser than 0. It is lambda times x square minus 2x, right? Okay, so now how do you evaluate this? Again, to evaluate this left hand limit, you can put 0 minus x is equal to h. That means you put um, x is equal to minus h. Therefore, as x tends to 0 minus, h tends to 0. So therefore, left hand limit f0 is equal to limit h tends to 0 lambda times x is minus h square minus twice of minus h is equal to limit h tends to 0 lambda times h square plus 2h. Okay, now you can put the value of h as 0 to get this as 0. Now we evaluate rf, right hand limit f0 is equal to limit x tends to 0 plus fx, limit x tends to 0 plus, what is the value of fx here? In this case, if you see for x greater than 0, the value of fx is 4x plus 1. Okay, and how do we evaluate this limit? You can put x minus 0 is equal to h, you will get the same thing, or you can directly put x is equal to 0 here to get 4 into 0 plus 1, which is equal to 1. Okay, so getting the value of right hand limit as 1. So what do you see? That the left hand limit and the right hand limit are not equal, right? So what can the value of lambda be? This means as since the limit is not equal, the function is discontinuous at x is equal to 0. Therefore, there is no value of lambda for which the function is continuous at x is equal to 0. Okay, since LF0, you don't even have to find out the value of F0. Since LF0 not equal to RF0, therefore Fx is discontinuous at x is equal to 0, right? So that is, there is no value of lambda for which Fx is continuous at x is equal to 0. Okay, such questions can also be given as multiple choice questions. Be given a question and then options will be given, and one of the options will be that there is no value of lambda for which fx is continuous. So most of the time what you will think is that okay, for it will be continuous for some value, or maybe in while evaluating limits you will think that okay fine, I might have evaluated the limit wrong because uh, right hand limit is not coming equal to left hand limit. So how can I find out the value of lambda? Okay, so uh, such confusion questions can also be given as multiple choice questions. Okay, so for the time being I stop here.